So, I've been playing video games for a long time, for like a really long time, since I was a little kid. Racing games in general nowadays, it don't really hit the same. Usually, racing games nowadays they usually consist of a couple of things. Like it's more of like a realistic open world type of thing. It's not really linear now, like anymore, like it used to be. It used to be a more linear style of gameplay. There's a couple of bangers that we have nowadays. Honestly, like there's a couple. I think the most recent one that really sticks out to me is Need for Speed Heat. Need for Speed Heat, bruh, was like, yo, that game, man, insane. I'm gonna be honest with you, that game really, I put a lot of hours into that game, and like I never really got bored of playing it. It was extremely fun, and the whole vibe of the game was just like neon lights, like the neon checkpoints and whatnot. Like it was actually like really, really cool. And it really sucks to see where Need for Speed is at now, because now you see Need for Speed Unbound, and yeah, Need for Speed Unbound was like, it was okay. Like it wasn't the best, but it was okay. I'm gonna be honest. If you like Unbound, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, bruh, honestly, it really wasn't my type of game. It really just didn't hit as much as Need for Speed Heat. The only reason I'm really making this is because, well, when EA just shelved Need for Speed, and like at this point, like the future of video games is looking kind of tough for racing games entirely. Then there's Forza. Forza is an interesting one. Forza's really fun. I like Forza. Forza's a pretty fun game, but like it gets boring quick. You know, after a while, Forza's fun. You do all the missions and stuff and whatnot. It gets really, it gets really addictive. And then there's a lot of cars you can get and stuff, but like it's at the end of the day, it's not that fun. The map is like really barren. It can be really like nice to look at. The graphics look insane. Like yeah, it's very but at the end of the day, it's barren. Most of the time, Forza is just like an open map. And it's not really that fun, to be honest with you. Like you pick up the game, it's easy to pick up. You almost has like almost every car. It's insane. It like lacks a bit of soul. It doesn't really like leave a lasting impact on me, at least. It's not really that fun. And then there's Midnight Club. Me personally, I love Midnight Club. Midnight Club is the best, probably like the best like arcade street racer there is. It's extremely fun, and that's why I'm playing it right now, literally. But the thing is like it ended a bit early. I'm not gonna lie. Rockstar Games just decided they're like, yeah, bruh, honestly, we're just not gonna make no more Midnight Club games. And it was tough. It really is tough. We're definitely not going to get no other Midnight Club game in the future, especially since they got GTA now. I mean, you can literally consider GTA its own Midnight Club game with all the car customization and all the street racing. And when they released that tuners update and then I added all those extra customizations to the cars, at that point I was just like, yeah, we're not getting we're not getting no Midnight Club game. And that really sucks too, honestly, because like Midnight Club has probably the most potential. It's easiest to make. Rockstar already has the solid foundation, and yeah, like again, they could make the argument that Midnight Club is literally in GTA 5. Why would they even waste all the time and energy to even make a new Midnight Club game if they just have all that similar stuff in GTA 5? And that's what kind of sucks, because it also has no competition in the racing landscape. And then there's also the indie racing games that are still they're bringing some soul back into the racing genre. And honestly, love it. I love it. I want it, but they just deserve a bit more attention. Night Runners, that should be coming out like not too long. I know that the developer delayed Night Runners not too long ago. I'm really sad to hear that, but honestly, it's better. At the end of the day, the game's gonna come out better. And he doesn't really seem to have like a crazy team working for him. I don't know if he's alone, but it seems like he might be alone, or like at least might have just like one or two developers with him. But I know that he's very, very short-staffed, and it would honestly be better to just delay the game entirely. Honestly, I'm really sad that Night Runners got delayed. I played the demo. The demo is really, really fun. Like, I played like 100 hours of the demo, and that's a demo, so that just shows, like, honestly, it's a really fun game. And then there's Tokyo Extreme Racer. Tokyo Extreme Racer is awesome. It's great. It's insane. An insanely underrated racing game. As people don't really talk about it too much, honestly. I think it's awesome. It's literally great. It blends everything that you would really want from like an older racing game. Not really talked about as much, and I really am sad about that, but other than that, like it's a really great game nonetheless. Tokyo Extreme Racer is definitely my favorite under Midnight Club. Midnight Club is definitely going to be my favorite though. Midnight Club just got the whole vibe, man. Like the whole vibe and everything was just crazy, and I don't really understand why they don't just bring stuff like that back. Then there's also the Burnout games. Burnout is kind of like a niche like a niche genre. I don't even know where to even how to compare Burnout to the rest of the games. Burnout's really in its own lane entirely. That game is just ridiculous. But that's another thing. Burnout, when Burnout was coming out back in the PS2 era and stuff, I was really young during the PS2 era, but regardless, I'm still gonna talk about it because I grew up playing it. But man, the PS2 era Burnout games were insane. And then they did release Burnout Paradise on the PS3 and on the next gen consoles and stuff. And I'll be honest, Burnout Paradise is not as fun as the other ones, man. Not at all. Not at all. And you know, if Burnout ever did make a comeback, that would be insane. And I would probably be the first to pre-order that. That thing is so insane. I kind of miss the Burnout series. I did see a game the other day when I was just looking at YouTube. There was a game that came out that was like a trailer, and it was like it looked exactly like Burnout. I'm not gonna lie, and it looked really cool, and I was really interested in it. I kind of forgot the name. I'm gonna have to look it up later. Dude, that game looked really dope. It gave me hope. Need for Speed. Back to Need for Speed. Need for Speed was really, man. Back then, Need for Speed Underground and stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really play Need for Speed Underground. Like, I really got into Need for Speed like when I first got my PS4. When I first got my PS4, I got Need for Speed Rivals as well. That was my first PS4 game, and it was really fun. I loved it. Need for Speed Rivals was crazy. It was dope. I thought that it was really cool that you were able to be a police officer and race, and I thought that was insane. The graphics at the time, it looked insane. I was me getting the PS4 at that young of an age, I was like, whoa, this game looked crazy. And then afterwards, they go on to release Need for Speed 2015. I never played Need for Speed 2015. I'm gonna be honest. It's not that I never was interested in it. I just never really got around to playing it. I just was playing a lot of other games at the time, but I never really cared too much of Need for Speed 2015. My best friend did play it, and he was on that like every day, like every day. Like, there was just a moment where he was just like, that's all he was playing. Every time I went online, that's all he was playing. And I mentioned that game to him today. That may just gets crazy flashbacks. It's insane. I respect it. It looks dope. I wish I would have played it when it came out. Maybe I'll go back and play it someday. Need for Speed Payback was ridiculous. I literally played Need for Speed Payback, and I had high hopes, but it's like they went full Fast and Furious route on that game. That game was, at this point, it wasn't even like a racing game. There's so much craziness going on. And the map was boring. I'm gonna be honest. And the map was boring, and the way you were leveling up your cars, like the car tuning system, boring. Also, not a big fan of Payback. Payback was kind of buns. Not gonna lie to you. And then we got Need for Speed Heat. I already talked on Need for Speed Heat. I'm gonna talk about Need for Speed Heat and Unbound. And Unbound was Unbound had me hyped. Man, when I seen that trailer, I'll be honest, I did not care about the cartoon, like the cartoon aesthetic whatsoever. I honestly didn't care at all. But man, it came out and it was fun for a bit, and then it just wasn't fun anymore. Like, it was boring compared to Heat. Heat multiplayer was mad fun, but honestly, the new multiplayer is just not that fun. People are cheesy. Like, people just use cheesy builds, or they just hit your car the entire time. I'm not really a fan of that. I thought Unbound was going to be great, and you know, it did pull some punches. Unbound released like an update at one point, and it was like the underground update, and you know, I came back for that, and it was fun. Like, again, it gets fun for like a second, and then it's just not fun no more, and that just sucks. Because now we look at the current day, and we got Forza Horizon 6 around the corner, and oh wait, I didn't even talk about Car X Street also gave me a bit of hope, and it was fun for a bit. Again, similar to Unbound. Car X Street was fun for a bit. It was new and it was fresh, and it was really dope. I thought Car X Street was gonna be like the next big thing, and so I like played further, and I'm like, you know, this game isn't that crazy. It doesn't even have that much content. Like, it has a good amount of content, but most of the stuff is the same. It got really boring really quick, and it's like, no matter how many cars you put in that game, unless you like come up with some other game modes or another way to keep it alive, honestly, I'm not going to be on that too much. But besides all that, since EA shelved Need for Speed, and Rockstar doesn't want to release Midnight Club, Burnout seems to be Burnout's gone. It seems like that we might only get Forza Horizon 6 like as a main racing game. And I know I'm missing a couple of games on here, like this Assetto Corsa. And man, Assetto Corsa is a whole different ballgame. I don't even want to talk about that game right now. There's a whole different video for that game. There is no more big racing games. That was a thing, but it's not a thing no more. The only hope I have is really those indie games. Tokyo Extreme Racer and Night Runners make me feel so good. Those games are awesome compared to the like current racing games that we have today. I guess just wait for Forza Horizon 6. I hope Forza Horizon 6 is good. But again, it's a Forza game, and it's not really going to replicate the same magic or the same fun that the other racing games would be able to capture. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it. Oh, there's another game I forgot. Split Second. Man, we need more games like Split Second. Yeah, that game was so random. Like, I randomly, like, I went to GameStop with my mom one day, and I, like, seen this game, and I thought it was cool, and I picked it up. And honestly, I'm glad that I did. This game is so like random, and it was like the most like probably the most out of all the racing games I mentioned today. It was probably the most random one, and it's like it was definitely something. So